My beloved child, listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal is the silent truth that every heart feels but never dares to admit. When a woman starts missing you, it doesn't begin with the day you left, it begins the moment she sees what you've become after she walked away. That glimpse of your glow, your calmness, your peace, it pierces her deeper than any goodbye ever could. Stay with me, something huge is waiting for you. The moment she sees your silence turning into strength, the way your absence starts to command presence, she realizes the love she once took for granted has now evolved into something divine. You are no longer the one chasing, you are the one they remember when everyone else fails to understand them. There comes a day when she scrolls through her phone, and your name suddenly appears again, not because you texted, but because destiny whispered your memory back into her soul. She tries to ignore it, but your energy lingers. It's the kind of nostalgia that doesn't ask permission, it simply settles inside her heart, reminding her of the peace she lost. And that's when it begins, the missing, the longing, the quiet ache that visits her in the middle of the night. It's not your face she misses, it's the way you made her feel seen when the world overlooked her. You became her calm, and now, in your absence, she's facing the noise of her own choices. Something huge is waiting for you. The shift happens when she realizes you're no longer where she left you. You've grown. You've healed. You've stopped waiting for closure, and that unsettles her more than any fight ever could. She thought your love was her constant, now she sees it was her privilege. She sees you smiling, not to prove anything, but because you finally rediscovered your worth. She watches silently from afar, pretending she doesn't care, yet her heart skips every time your name is mentioned. The woman who once wanted space now feels lost in the distance she created. And here's the truth that will shake you, she doesn't miss you because you're gone. She misses you because you've transformed into the version she prayed you would be, but too late to claim it. That realization burns like quiet fire, a pain hidden behind her laughter. When she sees you walking in peace, your glow unbothered, your energy untouchable, that's when the missing intensifies. She feels it not in her mind, but in her soul, the kind of ache that words can't cover and time can't cure. Something huge is waiting for you. She remembers the way you used to call her name, not out of need, but out of love. She replays those small moments in her head, the way you looked at her when she doubted herself. Those glances weren't just affection, they were prophecy. You saw who she could be, even when she couldn't. Now, as she watches your life unfold without her, she feels the weight of what she lost. The way you glow now, the way you move, the way you no longer explain yourself, it's divine revenge through peace. You didn't have to say a word, your silence spoke volumes. Her missing isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. She can feel your energy even in a crowded room. The universe keeps putting reminders in her path, your favorite song, your scent in the air, that random 11:11 timing. Every sign whispers the same message, she let go of something heaven sent. And while she hides behind "I'm fine," deep inside, she knows she's not. Because your love wasn't replaceable, it was rare. And now that she's seen you reclaim your power, she's realizing that your departure was the biggest blessing in disguise, for you, not for her. Something huge is waiting for you. There's a moment that changes everything, when she sees your name again, not attached to sadness, but success. When she hears someone complimenting you, when she notices people admiring you, when she realizes that the one who used to chase her now walks with grace. That's when the missing becomes unbearable. Because deep down, she thought you would always orbit around her world. She never expected you to become your own universe. The silence she once demanded now echoes too loudly. Every scroll, every memory, every glance reminds her, you were the calm before her chaos. She'll try to distract herself, talk to others, post pictures, smile for attention, but her soul knows it's not the same. There's a void that no one can fill because it was never just love, it was connection written in spirit. The kind that doesn't end, it evolves. And when she finally admits to herself that she misses you, it won't be because she's lonely. It'll be because she finally understands what real love feels like, and she had it, once, with you. Something huge is waiting for you. The irony of fate is that the moment you stop chasing, the universe makes them turn around. The same woman who said she needed time now wishes she could rewind it. Because healing made you magnetic, and peace made you powerful. When she sees you smiling without her name behind it, it hits her like thunder. You've become the person she always wanted you to be, but now, your energy no longer belongs to her. That realization breaks her in ways she can't show. Late at night, she reopens old photos, not for nostalgia, but for clarity. She zooms into your face, tracing the person who once gave her everything. And when she sees how happy you look now, that's when the tears come, quietly, without warning. Because she doesn't miss who you were, she misses how you made her feel whole. You were the calm that held her chaos together, the silence that gave her peace. And when she lost you, she lost the version of herself that only existed in your love. Something huge is waiting for you. Every woman who once took you lightly eventually faces the same truth. The one who was patient with her silence is now too peaceful to return. That realization isn't punishment, it's karma in its softest form. She's not crying because you're gone. She's crying because you're fine. Your glow haunts her more than your absence. The world applauds your peace, and she watches from behind the curtain, remembering the days you begged her to stay. She now sees what she mistook as weakness was actually divine strength waiting to unfold. That's how missing begins, quietly, through flashes of memory. Through words left unsaid. Through moments replayed in the heart. And when she sees you laughing again, her heart whispers what her pride never allowed her to say, I wish I hadn't let go. So don't stop glowing, my child. Don't dim your light to comfort someone who couldn't handle your shine. Because now, your energy is your crown, and she's the one looking at you like a star she can never touch again. Something huge is waiting for you. If she ever crosses your path again, remember this moment. The ache in her eyes isn't about love, it's about realization. She's not missing your presence, she's missing your peace. She's not longing for your voice, she's longing for your energy. And that's when the universe balances everything. The chaser becomes the remembered. The ignored becomes unforgettable. You're no longer just someone from her past, you're the quiet storm that changed her forever. Let her miss you. Let her wonder. Let her scroll through your silence and find no response. Because sometimes, your distance speaks louder than all the words you could ever say. Your peace is your message. And it's that message that makes her miss you more every day. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay right where you are, because what's about to unfold will strike the deepest chord in your heart. Something huge is waiting for you. The story doesn't end with her missing you, it evolves into a silent battle between pride and pain, between what she lost and what you became. She pretends she's fine, yet every night she scrolls through her memories like a movie she can't stop watching. The smallest reminder of you, your laugh, your words, your old messages, hits harder now that you're no longer reachable. You've become a mystery she can't decode, and that mystery is driving her restless. Every time she sees you rising, she tries to convince herself she's happy for you. But deep inside, jealousy and regret twist together like shadows. She realizes that your success, your glow, your peace, they're not just achievements, they're signs of the love she once had but never cherished. And when she notices that you no longer chase, that you've stopped explaining, that you've built a life that doesn't revolve around her, that's when the missing transforms into pain. It's not your voice she longs for anymore, it's your energy, your presence, your calm. Something huge is waiting for you. The woman who once said, "You'll find someone better," now secretly wishes she could be that person again. Because every reflection she sees reminds her of what she let slip away. She used to think you'd never move on, but now she sees you smiling with freedom she can't touch. There's a certain power in becoming untouchable, not because you changed who you are, but because you finally remembered your worth. You stopped being a chapter in her story, now you're the book she'll never finish. She keeps turning pages, hoping to find you again, but all she finds are echoes. Her heart whispers your name when she least expects it. When a song plays. When someone says something the way you used to. When she smells your scent in a stranger passing by. The universe keeps reminding her, not to torture her, but to teach her what she lost. And now she understands something deeper, you weren't just a person. You were peace in human form. And peace, once lost, never returns the same way. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is, she's not missing the version of you she had, she's missing the version of herself that existed when she was loved by you. You brought out a softness in her she didn't know she had. You gave her a safety she thought was permanent. And now, she's learning the hardest truth of all: comfort is fragile when it's not appreciated. You see, your absence became her mirror. It reflected her own mistakes, her ego, her choices. And the more she tries to replace you, the more she realizes there's no replica of peace. Love like yours doesn't happen twice. It was divine, rare, sacred, and she let it slip through her hands thinking the world had more of you. But the world doesn't. The world only has one you. The one who learned to heal without closure, to glow without validation, and to love without being seen. You became the light she lost in her darkness. And now, even when she smiles in photos, her soul knows, it's not joy, it's pretending. Something huge is waiting for you. She's starting to talk about you again, quietly, to her closest friends. Not with anger anymore, but with sadness in her tone. She calls it a memory, but her heart still trembles when she speaks your name. That's how missing works, it sneaks up in silence, not storms. She might see you again one day, maybe by coincidence, maybe by fate. You'll be standing there, calm, centered, unshaken. She'll smile and say she's happy for you. You'll nod politely. But deep down, both of you will know, one moved on, the other still lives inside yesterday. And when she walks away this time, her heart will whisper the words she never said before, I should have stayed. But by then, my child, your heart will be at peace, no longer seeking her return. Because when the lesson is learned, love doesn't need to repeat itself. It transforms you, and that transformation is your victory. Something huge is waiting for you. The same woman who once thought your silence was weakness now understands it was power. She used to measure your love through your attention, but now she measures her emptiness through your absence. That's how tables turn, quietly, beautifully, inevitably. And she'll try to reach out one day, not through words, but through actions. Maybe a like on your post. Maybe a random message that says, "Hey, how have you been?" But your energy won't react the same way anymore. Because you no longer seek what hurt you, you've evolved beyond it. You don't hate her. You've simply outgrown the version of love that needed to chase. That's growth. That's healing. That's the kind of power she can't handle seeing. So stay still, my child. Because the universe is rewarding your patience with something extraordinary, someone who won't need to lose you to value you. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, every transformation begins with heartbreak. But the difference between pain and power is what you do after it. You chose peace, and that's what changed everything. The woman who once underestimated your love now envies your peace. Because peace is louder than revenge. Every step you take now echoes what she could have had but never appreciated. And that sound, that silence, is what she hears every night when she thinks of you. She sees you smiling again, and it confuses her. You weren't supposed to recover this fast. You weren't supposed to rise this strong. But you did. Not for her, but for yourself. And that self-love is the most magnetic energy in the universe. Every time she sees your name now, her heart sinks, not from anger, but from longing. The kind of longing that time can't fix. The kind of ache that no one else can soothe. Because deep down, she knows, she didn't lose a person. She lost a miracle. Something huge is waiting for you. She'll look at your pictures and realize, you no longer look like her memory of you. You look free. You look blessed. You look like you finally understood your value. That realization hits her harder than any goodbye. Now she's missing not just you, but the version of her life that existed when you were in it. You were her calm. Her safety. Her rare peace. And when she sees you walking in your light, she's reminded that she let go of the very energy she prayed for. It's not about possession anymore, it's about realization. The realization that she had something divine and mistook it for ordinary. Now she understands that losing someone kind-hearted is not freedom, it's emptiness dressed in denial. And that's why, my child, she starts missing you even more, not because you're gone, but because you became everything she once took for granted. Something huge is waiting for you. Now take a deep breath. Because your story isn't ending, it's only beginning. Every person who left you built the foundation of the person you are now. You didn't lose them, you found yourself. When she sees that glow, not the fake kind, but the real peace that comes from healing, she'll understand what she lost. And that's the quiet justice of the universe. You never needed to prove anything, your growth became the proof. You're no longer waiting for her to miss you. You've outgrown the need for her to understand you. That's the final step of strength, when missing turns into gratitude. Because while she's stuck in the past, you're walking straight into your destiny. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, listen closely now, this is where the story turns golden. This is where silence turns into realization, and realization turns into redemption. Something huge is waiting for you. The woman who once thought she could walk away without looking back now stands frozen in her own memories. She scrolls through your photos, pretending she's just curious, but her heart races like it did the first time she met you. She sees your glow, your peace, your strength, and suddenly, the world around her feels cold. She remembers the way you used to look at her, not like everyone else, but like you saw her soul. No filter, no facade. Just truth. That kind of love doesn't fade, it stains the heart. And now, she's realizing that you weren't just another chapter. You were the story she can't move past. Late at night, when everything quiets down, she talks to herself in silence. He deserved better, she whispers, but I never thought he'd actually find it. That's when the tears fall. Not for what was said, but for what was never said. Something huge is waiting for you. The universe has its way of teaching through mirrors, and now she's staring at one. What she sees isn't just her reflection, it's the echo of what she lost. She thought she was saving herself when she let you go, but she was really setting herself up for regret. You, on the other hand, rose like dawn. You stopped begging for closure, and your peace became your power. You started glowing differently, the kind of light that comes from forgiveness, not revenge. And now, that glow is haunting her more than your silence ever did. She sees you laughing again, surrounded by people who value you. She sees your energy being celebrated. And she realizes something piercing, she was the one who taught you pain, but pain taught you how to become unforgettable. Her missing isn't random anymore, it's rhythmic. Every day, at the same time, she thinks of you. Every song that once belonged to us, now belongs to you. Every place she goes, she hopes she'll see your face. But when she does, you're smiling too freely for her to interrupt. Something huge is waiting for you. You've become her silent punishment, not by choice, but by growth. You didn't seek revenge, you sought peace, and that peace turned into her mirror. She can't escape it, because every good thing she now sees reminds her of the love that once held her steady. She's realizing that you never left out of anger. You left out of self-respect. And that realization burns quietly. Because now she's chasing closure from a door that's no longer open. You've moved forward, and the world is finally giving you what you always deserved. It's not just about her missing you, it's about destiny balancing the scales. The energy you poured into her is now flowing back into your life multiplied. Every new opportunity, every smile, every blessing, it's the universe's way of saying thank you for not giving up on yourself. So stand tall, my child. Because her missing you isn't your validation, your peace is. Something huge is waiting for you. The time will come when she sees you again. Maybe in a crowd, maybe online, maybe through someone else's story. She'll freeze for a second, her breath caught between pride and pain. And for that one moment, she'll remember everything, the laughter, the long talks, the quiet nights. But this time, you won't feel the ache. You'll only feel gratitude. Because now, you understand, some people are sent not to stay, but to shape you. And she was one of them. The moment she realizes you're truly happy without her, that's when she'll break the most. Because peace has a sound, and it's louder than pain. You'll walk away with calm eyes and a steady heart, while she's left replaying what she can't reclaim. And in that silence, heaven whispers, you passed the test. Something huge is waiting for you. You've now reached the place she always feared you would. Healed, whole, and untouchable. Your presence now carries power. Your silence speaks louder than her apologies ever could. And that's why she keeps coming back in spirit, even when she can't in person. But hear me, my beloved child, do not return to what you've outgrown. Missing is a form of memory, not destiny. You were never meant to live in the past, you were meant to rise from it. Her absence built your wings. Her regret became your wind. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. You're no longer proving, you're becoming. That's why people who once ignored you can't stop thinking about you now. You've become the story they tell in silence. Something huge is waiting for you. Now, breathe deeply and look forward, because destiny has new plans for you. The love that's coming will not be based on pain or pride. It will see your soul, not your scars. It will honor your silence and match your energy. The woman who left was only a chapter, the one arriving will be the divine completion. She will see you the way heaven intended, with peace, patience, and purpose. This time, love won't ask you to lose yourself to be loved. It will ask you to stay exactly as you are, healed, whole, and radiant. And when that happens, every tear, every sleepless night, every unanswered call, will finally make sense. Because the universe was never taking something away from you, it was preparing you for someone who would never let go. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay still and breathe, because what's about to unfold will make your spirit tremble in the best way. Something huge is waiting for you. The chapter that begins now isn't about pain anymore, it's about revelation, about divine timing stepping into its moment. The woman who once walked away has now reached the edge of her own pride. She's been replaying everything, the last conversation, the silence that followed, the messages she never sent. And with every memory, she feels a weight pressing on her chest that she can't explain. It's not guilt, it's realization. She's realizing you were never chasing her. You were holding space for her healing. You were the calm she mistook for routine, the patience she took for weakness. And now, when she looks at your glow, she doesn't see distance, she sees destiny moving without her. She never thought she'd miss your silence more than your voice. But here she is, checking your posts, your smile, your eyes, searching for signs of whether you've truly moved on. And when she sees joy, not pretense, her world begins to shake. Something huge is waiting for you. One random morning, she decides to text you. She types, deletes, types again. Words like, "I hope you're okay," feel too small for what she truly wants to say. Her heart wants to confess that she never stopped thinking of you, that every love since you felt incomplete, that she finally understands what she lost. But her pride still guards the gate of her heart. Meanwhile, you've already found peace so quiet, it's sacred. You're no longer waiting for her name to light up your phone. You've reached a level of calm where silence is no longer loneliness, it's luxury. You've learned to love your own company. That's what unsettles her the most. Because now, your energy feels like home, but she no longer has the key. She watches from afar as your life aligns with blessings she was never meant to witness. That's when she realizes, she didn't lose you to someone else, she lost you to yourself. Something huge is waiting for you. Days pass, and fate begins to stir. Out of nowhere, paths begin to cross again. A mutual friend mentions your name. A familiar place calls her memory back. The universe starts setting small reminders in her way, not to torture her, but to prepare her for one final meeting. And one quiet evening, when the sun bleeds into the sky, she sees you, in real life. Not a picture, not a memory, but the real you. The same soul, but a completely different energy. Calm, grounded, radiant. She freezes. Time stops. You look at her and smile gently, not with bitterness, not with longing, but with peace. That moment alone is enough for her to realize, the man she left behind has become the version she always prayed for. But now, he's no longer hers to have. The silence between you says everything that words never could. Something huge is waiting for you. She tries to speak, but her voice trembles. Her eyes say what her lips can't, "I miss you. I'm sorry. I didn't know your love was the kind that only comes once." You nod softly, acknowledging the feeling but not the past. Because now, you're walking in your higher purpose. As you walk away that day, she stands still, her heart heavier than ever. She wanted closure, but what she found was reflection. She wanted forgiveness, but what she felt was distance, a sacred kind, the kind that says, "I've healed beyond your reach." From that moment on, she'll see you everywhere. In songs. In dreams. In the quiet moments before sleep. Because your energy isn't gone, it's imprinted on her soul. But for you, the chapter has closed. And that's what growth feels like, not revenge, not satisfaction, but peace. Something huge is waiting for you. Now listen, my beloved child. The universe never leaves empty spaces. When one soul exits, another enters, one aligned with who you've become, not who you used to be. And that soul is coming, silently, beautifully, unexpectedly. This new energy doesn't come to test you, it comes to match you. It doesn't come with noise, it comes with calm. You'll meet them when you're not looking, maybe through work, maybe through chance, maybe through alignment. And when it happens, your spirit will recognize them before your mind does. It won't feel like excitement, it'll feel like peace. Like coming home after a long journey. Because this love won't ask you to lose yourself, it'll celebrate the version of you that survived. That's when you'll finally understand why she had to leave, so the right one could find you. Something huge is waiting for you. From that moment, everything changes. You'll feel heaven's timing aligning around you, the air will feel lighter, opportunities will open faster, and your heart will feel whole without effort. Because this time, love won't hurt, it will heal. You'll look back and realize the missing, the pain, the silence, were never curses. They were preparation. You were being molded into the kind of person who could carry divine love without breaking. So when you see signs, repeating numbers, a familiar song, a sudden calm in your chest, know that it's heaven's way of saying, you're ready now. Ready for the life, the peace, and the love that won't fade. You were never meant to be forgotten. You were meant to be remembered in hearts that know your worth. Something huge is waiting for you.